Hi there, Alice here. I'm really, really happy to be with you. And it's been a while. I have to be honest that for several months, I haven't known what to say. I haven't fully known how I felt, how to relate to everything that's happening inside of our families, communities, globally. And still processing, right? You can hear it in my voice. It's taken time for me to even begin to articulate what this experience has meant to me, for me, and how I've interpreted it or been able to ingest it and process it. And I know that by me saying that, every single human being on the planet is having a relationship with this experience and learning how to integrate it, process it, and really mine the gold and the meaning for what this time represents to them. Not to mention that the more that we're actually sitting with ourselves, the things that we become aware of that we can't avoid anymore, right? So, habits, belief systems, patterns, ways of interacting in our own reality, all of it is really being called up for examination, for question. What is the truth? Where can I trust? Where can I put my trust, my reliance in? And when there's so many things that are crumbling down around us, structures that are being dismantled, that are being reconfigured, I heard somebody, an astrologer, say this time is a bit of like being in the birth canal. I think that's so true. When we're literally in between spaces, where do we find our center point? That's been a really big question that I've been grappling with, because I can't turn to what's happening outside anymore. And that means turning to a teacher. That means turning to a human being, right, to give me an answer. We can seek, I believe, and I do seek deep comfort in my community. I can bounce ideas off of friends, off of relationships, off of partners, loved ones. But the answers now are really, really coming from within. And I think that this time has shown me that more than anything, that the answers, the guru, right? The word guru, Guru, we're the guru, we're the teacher, and the answers are inside of each of us. So I believe it was a Hopi elder's prophecy when they said the time that looking for your leader outside of yourself is over. And we're in those times. We're the leader, we're the ones. And so I've been exploring what is the access point that I can turn to when there's so much shifts and changes and things falling away. How can I find a steadfastness and access point inside of myself? I've been reading this beautiful book, Mary Magdalene Revealed by Megan Watterson. And in here, and if you do have this book, it's on page 224. She talks about going into the heart space for answers, for clarity, for resolution. And I want to walk us through and talk a little bit about this process. So, the other day I sat down, I did this work, and it's really exciting too. There's an institution called HeartMath where they've begun to study for quite some time now the electromagnetic frequency of the heart. And they've also been studying the frequency of the mind. And they found that as much as we try and think, as much as we try and figure things out logically, right? The electromagnetic field of the mind is only about 3 to 6 inches in front of us in any direction. Whereas they say when we start to tune into the intelligence of the heart space, and there's actually sacred neurons in the heart space, sacred brain cells, that the electromagnetic field can go up into like 9 feet in each direction. So that there is so much untapped wisdom and intelligence in the space of the heart. And recently, I've been trying to really drop down from intellect, from trying to figure it out, trying to understand on this level, and ask the heart, how am I doing? How are we doing? What's the next step? Where do we go from here? And so I'd like to share this experience that I had recently with this work. And it's using Megan Watterson's approach here. It's so beautiful. So the first step is that we sit down and we just get quiet. And that alone, if you're able to sit down and just get quiet, I want to recognize you, because there's so much temptation to continue to spend time outside of ourselves, in technology, in other people, in the news and the media. So phew, letting that go and tuning our attention inward. And she says that when we tune this attention inward, and I'll describe it through my own experience, we invite ourselves to meet with our heart space, whatever that looks like. And when I sat down in meditation the other day on an inhale, I invited this in, and what came to me was this beautiful teepee. And I was invited to enter into this teepee. And in the center of it was this fire that was just burning. And all around the fire were these little cushions in this circle. And on those cushions sat my council, wise ones, gurus, teachers, guides, the inner ministry, the angelic realm, those that I turn to for wisdom and connection and understanding. And so in that group also sits me as an old wise woman, the inner child, and then the woman as I am now, and then as a mother. And amongst this council, it was shown to me that this was the council of my heart. And I was invited to really join and step inside of the flame and become the fire. So this is my own experience. It's going to be different for everybody, but you enter into this space of the heart. That's step one. However that looks, right? She said it could be, you could literally be inside of a disco ball, or you could be on a red raft floating down the river. You could just be simply in a quiet, dark room, lined with velvet walls, right? It could be white light. There's no wrong, there's no right. But what does the space of your heart feel like? Mine just happened to be the inside of a teepee. Moving in there on an inhale. And then the next breath we take, making a conscious decision to meet with our soul, with our spirit. And that was me joining with the flame. And if that feels too overwhelming, like meeting with my spirit, that's a little too much, right? What does it feel like to meet with truth? Making a decision to meet with truth. And breathing with that truth. Breathing with your soul. And asking your soul, asking this truth, anything that you desire to know. Breathing with it 3, 4, 5 breaths. Maybe sharing with it how you feel. But ask for guidance, because it's there. And once you've received this guidance, the next part of it is to actually believe that what it's telling you is the truth. To actually believe that what it has to share is the most important wisdom that you could get, because it is. Because it came from you. It came from you. And that teacher, I believe, is who we need most of all, the teacher within. And once you've received this message, this wisdom, and there's no right or wrong, perhaps it's just simple quiet. You take another inhale and you just start thanking it. You could lift up your hands and say hallelujah. You could bow your head. You could throw confetti, right? You could get a bunch of the champagne bottles and, have a blast and a party. Whatever works for you, whatever way that you can just say thank you. You could salute it or toast it, bless it, honor it, but find a way to give thanks. And then when you're ready, you just come back into yourself and honor what has come through. And then decide, how am I going to implement this in my life? So, what came through for me after I did this was to actually share the experience. And that's why I'm here. I tried to do a different video, and Spirit kept leading me back. No, 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 this is what we want you to talk about. It's simple. Just follow our direction. So, I'm going to write the process below so that you have it. But it's a really beautiful way of seeking your heart as the sanctuary. In so many areas of our life, the idea of sanctuary is being really deeply reevaluated. Churches are closed, synagogues are closed, gurdwaras are closed, many plant medicine ceremonies are closed, 12-step meetings, right? So many things are online. But this idea of ceremony, of our heart being a sanctuary, the idea of sanctuary gets to really be explored. And where do we genuinely find that sanctuary? And so this is an invitation in accordance and in flow and in tune and harmony with your current spiritual practice or your religious practice, to try layering this in and inviting your heart to be your guide, your heart to be your teacher, to be the wisdom keeper, to be the leader in your life, and to meet your heart as a sanctuary, a space and possibility for respite, for renewal, for clarity, and for that inner kingdom, that inner queendom. I hope that this video serves you. I wish you well. I wish you happiness, joy. I wish that you feel safe, that you feel deep feelings of trust, that you feel deep feelings of guidance and intuition during this time. And I wish you health, and above all, liberation and freedom. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned for more. I'm back on the map, and I'm so grateful to be with you. Lots of love.